Good evening. Actually, it's almost morning. Welcome to Mosaic with TJ Randolph, and I am TJ Randolph. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to do some commentary on a show that I was just on a few moments ago, and it just goes to show how easily things can go off the rails. As I've been in YouTube for a little over a year now, it was a year last month. I've learned a lot, but apparently I haven't learned enough. And I have learned how relentless these YouTube streets can be, but that's okay. So before I get into it, I want to shout out the Paperwork Party Network and thanking them for allowing me on their show a few moments ago. They were doing a show regarding the guy from Fresh and Fit. I don't know which one is which, but Myron is a federal agent, and they're working to uncover his association or possible association with uh, Myron and Kevin's death. So as I was watching the chat, I mean watching the chat or watching the broadcast because I'm not sure when the show started, but I came in and I saw it, coming on my feed, and I want to see what they're talking about because some of the stuff is very entertaining and some of it has been very informative. So I clicked on there and I saw that they were talking about how Myron didn't just leave the feds, that the feds won't let you do that. So again, being my background is human resources, and that was one of my duties. Like I said it was possible that he did resign. So I decided to go on. I clicked the link and went on there, hoping to give some commentary, uh, and it took a interesting turn. So let's get into it. Fair use.
Because ISIS is indeed the assassins of all levels, allegedly. Because they can't get. Look at that motherfucking creep. That whoever he's supposed to be, whether you fed or whatever, it takes a hell of a motherfucking infiltrator to be able to infiltrate. But in order for you to infiltrate, you can't just do knowledge. You have to be authentic. That's why a real motherfucking hood could sniff out a cop. I don't give a fuck who you is. You a cop, nigga. You talk like a cop. But when you, if that's when you deep undercover, like the movie, Lawrence Fishburne turned into the dope man. You got to. If you don't, you ain't undercover, motherfucker.
So,
So,
so look, Mosaic. Hold on one second. Keep your thought with you, real quick. Mosaic. I'm a retired Fed vet and used to work for Homeland Security. It is possible he could have resigned. Processing, resignation, termination, disciplinary action. That's what I was saying,
that
Mosaic. Look. If you listen to him, he said nothing about disciplinary actions. He said he even talked good. Oh, I like it, but I just left because they wouldn't.
Now what I was trying to explain was the fact that I processed as a human resources specialist, I processed resignations, terminations, disciplinary actions, and etc. That was part of the paperwork that would come across my desk. So I was trying to explain that it was possible that the young man did retire. I mean, not retire, but resign. So let's continue.
Look, I don't even think his paperwork saying he resigned. Now, if you can find
And it
paperwork,
look too young to be the resign. The motherfucker
yeah,
look
that
too
nigga ain't
young.
resigned. That nigga's 30 something years old.
Exactly.
Uh,
Respectfully, I disagree.
oh yeah, I disagree with you too.
And again, that is definitely their right to disagree. And it's interesting because in my job, there were people that had been with the agency. I've worked for several federal agencies. I think I've told you all about that. But there were several people that resigned for different reasons. A lot of them women, particularly if they got married or something like that. But there were men that resigned too for other lucrative careers, whether to go to another federal agency, whether to start their own business, or whatever. So I was trying to offer that as something to consider, that it is possible you can resign from the federal government. Let's continue.
Mosaic, we disagree
agree too.
Appreciate that, Mosaic in the house. You coming in, but look, if you find some paperwork on processing resignations, terminations, or disciplinary, let me know. But check it out. He act like he just walked away because they didn't like the fact that he was on YouTube. He was like, okay, bye bye. He didn't say nothing
No,
about
nigga, they
disciplinary
put
action
you
or
on
nothing. Let's go.
YouTube. God damn it, you ain't
Shout out to
walking
Mosaic.
away.
Mosaic.
That's
He
a
can't just walk
narrative
away
that they
like that.
telling to a
Yeah, that's
man.
right. You didn't
That's a
decide you wanted to
narrative
be.
that they telling
They
to a
put your
man,
ass
nigga.
on
You
there.
ain't walked away. They put
That
your
nigga
ass
is
on
a
YouTube.
vetted fed. He ain't walked away from that. It ain't easy for him to walk away from being no rat.
And
Look at
Mosaic
a vetted
Simmons,
fed.
you're an American citizen. You're an American. You was born here. That shit is different from with that nigga over there. That
Say,
he has to be.
Okay, so given that, I don't know uh, the Myron's or whatever's Ambrose nationality. If he is an immigrant, he would have to be authorized to work for the federal government. The process is very extensive to be vetted. Um, so I don't think that, without knowing his status, I'm inclined to believe that he would not be able to hold that position with that level of clearance if he was not duly vetted and authorized to work for the federal government. And even so, if he, has a green card or whatever, which I doubt, because again, I can't imagine that someone would have a job with that level with a green card. But even if that was the case, he could resign his position. You can resign your position. Let's continue.
Be something in order to stay here and not and be okay with it.
now
You
watch
can't
this.
say I quit. I used to be,
Facts.
and then come on live and say it. You
Facts.
That's a
you show
lie.
me you show me the average used to be
Mm-hmm.
undercover that just come and announce
And
the truth.
they gotta be
Ain't
doing
okay with
something
it.
for him to continue to
You don't
be
do that shit.
in the US, for him to continue to stay in the US. Is him being a vetted
Yep.
fan a part of that?
Yep.
And listen, because they could watch your ass good because you might be snitching to your own home people. You
Mm.
could be giving them heads up of what not
You
to do.
you think they're gonna let him walk away with all the secrets
Thank
he
you.
know?
With all that knowledge, that
He
nigga
know
be
too
No.
much.
MIA
He
too.
know too much to walk away like that. They not
He
gonna let
would
you
be
walk
Facts.
away.
MIA.
Walk
That's
away
what
for
they call
YouTube
it,
so you gonna
interdict.
spread the word.
That's
Look,
interdict.
before
No,
they let
we
him
don't want
walk
to
away like
resign.
that paperwork, they're a Gemini man that is. Okay, you know what the Gem? You have you ever seen that movie, The Gemini Man?
Nah, I never seen that.
Yep, Gemini me.
But it is June, and we are in Gemini.
Well, and with respect to that, not knowing anything about the work that he did or does, again, this is not about Myron. I don't know anything about him. I was trying to offer a perspective from a human resources perspective, working for federal agencies, but that went awry quickly. Um, but if he was whatever cases he was working on, if he decided to resign, they would just be reassigned to somebody else. That's how it works. They would be, they would be reassigned to somebody else. No different as if he was sick or if he passed away or whatever. They would be reassigned to somebody else.
Season, which is two of them. There's two Geminis that die. Good luck. And
And I'm a
all the
Gemini, by the
Geminis
way.
I know, either they don't know
Gemini
the next
season.
one or the other one, or I don't know. Good luck with that.
It wasn't that easy. You had to wear Denzel Washington. He was an ex police federal, on the high ranking. And however, he had caught on to what they was doing and how they had been, doing what's going on now, how the CIA feds, how they infiltrate and do all that. So he cut it off. He was so raw they didn't want to let him go. They made a duplicate of him and everything. Tried to kill him, was sending people at him and everything. They wouldn't let him go that easy.
They not gonna let you go that fucking easy. What the fuck? Look, you was with them 7 years. Watch this, y'all. Think about this. If he was with them 7 years, do you think all of his investigations are over, or do you think he's
Right,
still on some open investigations?
right.
They not
Exactly.
gonna let
Open
you go,
investigation.
bro.
Facts.
If you investigating something for 2 years, you're the only one that knows everything about that investigation. They're not
That is not true. That is not true. Again, if you were not working your cases or when were unable to work whatever the cases are, they would reassign it to someone else. You know, as a human resources specialist, I work cases as it relates to related to disciplinary actions, etc. You know, reasonable accommodations for disabilities. At a time that I was sick and I was out for a couple of months for my mental health, as I've shared with you guys, they assigned my cases to somebody else. I mean, that's just what happens.
Thank you, bro. You got all the
They
investigators
gonna
waiting
kill
to
him.
walk away to YouTube.
Yeah, or they'll kill him.
And everybody think that we are like, or whatever they think. They could be thinking, what are they going too far? No, we've already been infiltrated by one. He's still lingering around,
And
and
he was an investigator.
thank
He
you.
was look, and on season one, y'all, I'm finna teach y'all something. On season one, we was infiltrated by FBI secret investigator. He said the same thing that Ombre saying. He said that he was retired. He wasn't cool
He
with
was
him. He didn't
smoking
have no friends.
weed on the
All that
panel.
bullshit. The same shit
Everything.
I'm saying. He was a fucking investigator. It's a totally look. When you an investigator, that's a totally different ball game than just being a fucking cook,
That's
a
true.
homeland security nigga that work in the kitchen or something, a nigga that's a janitor.
Now, I did say I was human resources. I did say I was not a field agent. It's going to come up. I did say that inasmuch as all under the umbrella of Homeland Security, that the agency I worked for at the time, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration, did not, I did not, would not have access to anything other than what my agency was doing, specifically my office. But let's continue.
All right, shout out to the game. Okay, so we got an FBI agent back. Oh, she said she's retired. She just stepped up. Let me go ahead and get her up on the
What
stand.
Dr.
What's up
Craig?
with it? Shout out to the gang. It's going down. Shout out to Miss. Can you cut your camera on real quick, Miss T Day, so we can see who
Okay,
you
can
are
you
real
put me
quick?
behind stage first? Because I'm looking kind of put me behind stage first, and I'll show you my face, and then I'll come back.
Do you if you got a wig on? Nah, just you ain't got no wig or nothing like that.
Cause baby TJ, they came up here looking all type of ways, baby.
Now, in a moment, one of the hosts, Erica, was not very patient with me at all. Now, mind you, I didn't even find out about the Paperwork Party Network until after Kevin's death. So apparently, I guess there's another uh, channel, several channels, but I did not find out about them until after his death from, I guess, various things that were coming across my feed after Kevin's death. So I watched several of their broadcasts, to include when Kevin's cousin was on there and a couple more. But I did not know the rules as it relates to what's about to happen. So let's check it out.
Yeah, you got sisters up here. You okay? You good?
Is it a requirement? I mean, can I tell y'all my face? I see how you looking at me. I look the same way.
But you must ain't been watching the show. It ain't a requirement, but it has to.
I hadn't been watching the show, and y'all know me. I pretty much show myself all the time. But as you're going to see, there's a clip of me. I'm looking drove. Okay, looking drove because it was late. They take my wig off for the day. Time for a hair redo. So I didn't know the rules of engagement. So, but the patience was very thin toward me. Let's continue.
Happen because of what we
Doesn't have to be
did.
a requirement.
But no, it's not a requirement. But let me
All right, well,
explain.
look, let's do it like this. Go ahead and
But
get back
we
stage
can't
and
do
show.
that. We can't do that because if you then this what you do. This is just my opinion. Then you go back home, shuffle and get yourself together, and then you come back up. Once you come to the panel, you must be ready. We live.
All right, well, look. Okay, now look. Let's just do it
You
this
ain't gonna
one
change
time.
the rules talking about it as a
Hey,
requirement. If you've been watching
Erica,
paperwork, you know that's a goddamn requirement. Turn your
Erica, hold
goddamn
on,
camera
Erica.
on.
Since
Because
she's a,
if you do
What?
this, then
hold on, y'all.
everybody
Hold
wants to
on.
come in.
Hold on, y'all. Since
Again, no disrespect to the Paperwork Party Network. I did not know that those were the rules of engagement. I had not watched enough episodes to know that. Uh, and I hadn't watched any full episodes. So I did not know that.
She's a fed. Let's let her do this one time. Go ahead, go backstage and show me your face, and then come back up. Just because she's an admitted fed.
Hey, beautiful. Look at both like, hey.
All right, so go ahead. Let me put you backstage.
Chill the fucking down.
All right, go ahead and show me your face. All right, cool. All right, you good? No, you don't have to. You good. You don't have. Go ahead.
So you see, I'm drove. You
All
see?
right, cut your what's the name on, man. Cut your mic on. We can't hear you.
I said you saw my military stuff behind me, right?
Yeah, you good. I just you didn't have your mic on. All right, so check it out. So she's a ex-fed. Go ahead and tell us what you want to know about what's going on with this real quick. What's up? Hey, that's my guest tonight is TJ Randall. Shout out to the game. My guest is TJ Randall. All right, what you got?
I was trying to say, did you see my military stuff to show that I was a real person? I was not, making anything up. But let's continue.
Answer this, Miss Randall.
Well, I was going to say, again, like I put in my super chat, I don't know anything about Myron, but what I do know is I worked for the federal government for almost 10 years, and I was in the military for 22. So, and one of the agencies I worked for was Homeland Security. So, being that that I did that, I was an HR person, so I wasn't a investigator. But I will say, part of my job was to process resignations, terminations, disciplinary actions, and retirement. So my point is, it is possible. I don't know if that's the case or not with him because I don't know anything about him. But what I am saying, it is possible that he could have retired. Now, what I also Okay. Is that Okay, now listen to myself. That I misspoke. It is possible he could have resigned, not retired. Okay. I missed that. Resigned, not retired, because clearly he's too young. He does not have enough years in service to retire. So I should have said resign. That was a misquote. When you work for the federal government, no matter what agency you work for, if you have a job, a second job, because the government, just like the military, is your primary job. If you want to do something else that is considered even a part-time job, you have to ask for permission to do that. Now, once you ask for permission to do that, they're going to determine if the job that you're doing as a part-time job or whatever is going to interfere with your primary job, if there's going to be a conflict of interest. Now, if that was the case and he did not, because some people during my tenure, some people did not apply.
Let me ask you a question, Miss Randall. Did you?
Randolph.
Oh, Miss Randall, I was talking about that. Did you grow up with Kevin? Because you look familiar.
I did. I went to high school and college with Kevin.
Okay, so watch this. Hold on, real quick.
I was the one that did the videotape about asking that Dennis Sterling to stop with all the videos.
You said you did what?
I did a video a couple of weeks ago asking Dennis Sterling to please stop with all of the videos he was doing every day.
I can understand that. Shout out to Lucifer, man. Lucifer in the house, man. The TJ chick shows her face on channel. Oh, she showed her face backstage. She good, she good. And I'm not a chick. I might be an old hen, but I'm not a chick, okay? Shout out to the gang. I got a question for her though, because she says let me see, what your evidence do you have? She knew Kevin. What evidence do you have? Okay, so look. All right, so you knew Kevin. Did Kevin know you was a fed? Yes. I mean, again, yes, he knew I was a fed. He knew I was in the military. Again, we went to high school and college together. We basically grew up together. All right, so y'all basically. Okay, look. So here's the thing. We're gonna get into a little bit later. Anybody that has followed me since I came here, you know that I've I've made no secret that I've known Kevin. That we went to the same high school, we went to the same college. That is no secret. Okay. Um, so yeah, let's continue. You grew up together, all right, and you were fed. I'm retired. I'm retired. They put some stank on that. You a fed. when did you
Well, actually, last October. I stopped working in May, but officially last October.
You move your operation online too?
That's that's funny. You,
Oh shit! I had to
I
sneak it
think
out
it's
in there.
funny. I'm looking at the comments, and again, everyone has their
Somebody
opinion.
say
Like,
you still a fan. There they go. They say, hey, is she still a
that's
fan
funny.
now?
That's funny.
Lasher, still a fan.
That's funny.
Okay,
These
somebody want to know, did you
conspiracy
go to the
theories are
funeral?
kind of
Because
funny.
The conspiracy theories abound.
oh, we was at the funeral. Did you go to the funeral, Miss Randolph?
I did not.
Now, you
I did
grew up
not.
with Kevin. You grew up, and this is the crowd. Y'all can ask her any question in the crowd. And I'm gonna let the panel ask you questions because you came to the panel. Now look,
I did.
Miss Randolph, you grew up with Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
and you did not. Why didn't you go to the funeral if you grew up with Kevin? Because we was there.
Well, yeah, you were there, and I saw that. Well, I saw your
You
broadcast
saw
about
and heard. Who you heard from?
it. No, I saw your broadcast about it,
Already.
and
Shout out to the gang.
because his Kevin was 2 years younger than me. I was actually in the same class with one of his cousins, and one of his cousins told me that the funeral was intended to be private, by invitation only, and because of that, uh, I did not go. Now, I also said that on a previous my that live that I did, that I hadn't spoken really with Kevin like in maybe 4 years. The last time we actually spoke, I think, was November 2020 on his show. But actually haven't seen him or really hung out with him until, I mean, since like maybe like 5 years ago. So I said that in as much as I knew Kevin longer, Dennis Sperling and all those people may have known him more intimately in recent years, but I definitely knew him longer.
All right. So do you? Hold on. Let me see. Let me read the. That's for clown. I booted off with the sarcasm asked question towards PWP. Boss lady say she booted somebody. I don't know what boss lady talking about. Maybe she talking about Miss Randall. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Somebody say they all saying you a Fed. Let me see. Lucifer say she still has contact with federal agents. You're a Fed. And what was it?
Okay.
May of last year.
Yes.
Let me see. Private, but it's streamed on you. Whatever you talking about. All
Well,
right. So yeah, that was man. Look, that's look.
okay, let me clarify that. Yes, it was streamed on uh, YouTube by the church, but it is obvious that based on the angles that it was streamed, it was not intended for certain individuals to be seen. So, yeah, it was intended. It was intended to be private. Now, obviously, people got in that probably shouldn't have, but from what my understanding of was speaking to the family member, was intended to be private, for the family and close friends. Kevin and I were not close friends in latter years. We really weren't close friends in college, but we knew each other. We considered ourselves friends. We have friends in common. I've said that. Um, it is obvious that some people dropped the ball because people entered into the funeral that shouldn't have, but it was intended to be private. For so people wouldn't try to get pictures, etc., of his daughter, his mother, those kinds of things. So that was my understanding.
Look, she don't know that question, y'all. She may can answer. I don't know, but that's a crazy
No,
question.
I have no information with. No, I'll just say that no. There's
Hey,
nothing
somebody say
specific.
all the feds moving their operation to YouTube because you just moved your operation to YouTube last year, and look like Umran moved his operation to 2020.
Well, that's cute, but no, that's not. That's cute, but no, that's not what happened.
Well, so
No,
what
I'm
do
saying.
you do on
It ain't
YouTube?
cute. It's real. It ain't cute. It's real. But keep going.
So what do you do on YouTube?
Well, actually, I talk about my life, my experiences as a single mother, raising my daughter by myself, the mistakes I made in relationships, make the mistakes I made in parenting, how I had to change some of my behavior so enable me to.
Now you heard they asked me, what do I do on YouTube? I was asked that. Okay.
Meet my husband at 51. So those are the
Hold
things
on,
I
hold
talk
on, hold
about.
on, hold on. You met your husband at 51.
Yep.
Did you meet him through Kevin?
Hell no.
Okay.
No.
And do you stay in Oklahoma, right?
No, I live in Texas.
You live in Texas. Okay, so okay, so but so you went to what school did you go to with Kevin? If you don't mind, did you grow up with him or you went to college with him?
We went to Millwood High School, Millwood Falcons, and we went to the University of Oklahoma OU Sooners.
Did y'all ever date?
Oh no, Kevin's 2 years younger than me, and actually, he pledged his fraternity a year before I pledged my sorority.
Oh, okay, what sorority did you pledge?
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Already, shout out to the dancers, man. Shout out to the dancers. It goes down. All right, so and you know that his fraternity showed up to the funeral.
No, you're not a soror getting me. That's why you hazing me. Is that why you trying to haze me?
No, boo, I just gave you a shout out. Go on, girl. That's what's up. That's what's
Okay.
up. That's what I got Deltas in my family. I just gave you the.
So you see that it's obvious. She is giving me no room, and that is okay. That is, but hey, it's her show. But again, jovial. I'm trying to be jovial, but apparently I'm a fed, so they're giving me no room. Okay, so
You know what I mean? That's what's up. But listen, I got a question for you. So you went to the school with Kevin. Did you really know him or no?
the who?
Did you really know him or no? You know, you go to high school. When
Yes,
people say they
I
know
know
you,
her.
they know you. So you know him.
I know her.
Okay, now this is my second question. Okay, you said that you was against the dude and all that. How long have you been watching the paperwork party, and what is your intent in being here? No shade. It's like, are you
I
here
was
to
against what dude? You said I was. I said I was against who?
the dude? You was like, yeah, you against Dennis or whomever, or maybe not.
Oh,
My my main question is, what is your intent on coming on the paperwork party? Are
well,
you
actually,
really trying to help your schoolmate? We just trying to solve the murder.
and see, here's the thing. I I've watched a few episodes of Paperwork Party, but I did not know that that was the gist of this program. So I was kind of taken aback from there. Now I know that it was the one that the show that they did when Kevin's cousin was a guest. From the parts I can remember, they talked about suspecting foul play and hoping that an investigation would ensue. But I didn't know that that was what the paperwork party was trying to investigate. So that kind of threw me.
Period.
Well,
Point
I
blank.
just, my motivation is just looking like everybody else is looking. You know, I was on YouTube. I saw you in my algorithm, and I thought I'd see what was on it. I've
Okay.
been here several times. As a matter of fact, I've been here when Kevin's cousin was on. So I've
Oh,
seen a couple of your broadcasts.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
Already, that's what's up.
I seen your YouTube where you was going off protecting the family, as well as you just didn't want to say his name. You was going against the allegedly friend, bully. Yeah, I just got done watching. But keep going.
I mean, so that's, like I said, I've watched. And then when you was talking about the federal agency, I said, well, I know a little bit about how some of that works because I work for well, a couple of federal agencies. So,
Damn, you a fan.
You a fed fed.
You know
Hey,
what
the
is funny?
feds
Cause
love
fan,
coming over here
cause
to
you
the
a fan
paperwork
fan.
You a
party.
fed fed.
Fan fan. All right, so y'all look, we're gonna take a vote real quick. And
I didn't know that that was a bad thing to work for the to work for a federal government. I'm proud of my service, but again, I'm like, whoa.
the crowd, then I'm gonna ask the panel, who thinks that TJ Randall is still a Fed? Now we heard what Lucifer said. Lucifer said she's still a Fed. She said that she retired in May of last year, which
She
means that
retired, but just like a cop, once a cop, always a cop. Once a fed, always a fed.
if they put
Okay,
put her
boss
uniform back on,
lady,
she
I
could
think
turn back in,
boss
right?
lady, didn't you say, or was it Erica that asked me? So what I took my operation to YouTube, or what made me, or what my channel was about.
We
So
didn't ask you that, but I
No,
asked you
neither one of us. Neither one of us. But if you wanted to know, I think paperwork asked the question.
I asked her what was her show. What was her show about?
Okay, yeah, Lady Love asked you that question.
well, and one of the things, like I said, I did stop working last May, and I retired in October. I started my channel as a hobby because in May I considered taking my life. May of last year. Now I want you to pay attention to the response I get. Okay? And so,
Wait a minute, hold on, 1 second. Cause
yes.
shout out, we don't want you to take your life, but look,
No.
all the
No,
feds are.
that's when I started my channel last year. So when I went through therapy, I said not only could I help myself, maybe I could help somebody else. So that is how my channel has grown, sharing my. So that is the look of I don't believe you, bitch. Who cares? That's what that is. Okay, let's keep going. Experiences with life.
Did you get a
Love,
retirement package from being a Fed?
I did.
So why would you take your life if you just got a fat ass retirement package?
I said I considered it because I dealt with depression.
Oh, to cope with society reality, right?
Well, again, I'm a veteran, so a lot of veterans have mental health
PTSD. Yeah,
issues.
I know mentally.
So,
I know. I know.
and I'm one of those. And again, I on my channel I talk about the things that I experienced, the feelings that I had, and again, in sharing those. Now, here's the thing. They did ask me some questions because y'all know me. I share. I'm transparent. Because again, that is my goal to help people, right? So let's continue. Let people know that you can get through it. And like I'm helping myself, I've helped quite a few other people as well. So that is why I started my channel as a hobby last year, and it's grown since then. Ooh, but part of that, part of that,
tonight. They brought in a vet tonight, boy. You
Yeah, the
covered
Fed.
all bases.
I love it because it's good
They
how the
brought a
Fed.
vet in. Yeah,
The
she got
Feds is
that.
letting you know we
What?
YouTube now. They retiring from brick and mortar and going straight to
They
YouTube.
got a vet here tonight. She
It's going
one of
down.
the million.
Shout
So
out to
I'm
TJ
glad you
Randall, man.
consider
Shout out
that
to
and
TJ
follow
Randall.
through with it because
Okay,
life
so
is a blessing.
how
it
do you
is.
feel about Kevin's death?
Well, I gotta be honest. It threw me. Because if you go to my channel again, shameless plug, there's several of myself and three of my sorority sisters. We did a show. We were
Wait a minute,
talking
hold
about
on
this
1 second,
week.
Miss Randall. On here, it's they talking about. Hold on, did Word Al run the same line to my suicide and helping folks? Matter of fact, two people said that already. Suicide and helping.
See, I don't know who those people are that they're referring to. Again, I've only been in this YouTube environment for a year. Okay, so I don't know what they're talking about.
It was balls. What's his name? He said it and word out. Y'all leave Miss Randall alone. Shout out to Jeanette, man. Miss Randall genuine. She just
Ain't
retired.
nobody on TJ Hooker, but at the end of the day, life is not a
Shout
game.
out to Teddy 30, man.
It's
Teddy 30
all in
30,
how
man.
you
Shout out to
play
Teddy
it.
30
And,
30.
and with all her knowledge on being A or Delta, that means you educated and you done been through the fire to burn the sands. Number two, you were fed or whatever. That means that you accomplished. So my question is, how you that accomplished and you feeling like ain't no hope? You shouldn't be depressed because at the end of the day, you took on the challenge. You don't never let nothing take you off your square like that because life a blessing.
Okay, check this out. Um, I think as an aside, I think that is why people don't want to share their mental health challenges because people think that and say stuff to you like that. If it was that simple, people wouldn't take their lives. Mental health is a disease of the brain. I've said before, at the time in which I considered taking my life, it made no sense. Everything was going great. I had just been started my retirement journey. I had a wonderful husband. My daughter had, just given birth to my first grandchild, to her first child. All of our needs had been met, as far as financially for COVID. Nobody had been sick. Well, they even though they got COVID, nobody passed away. So again, I said that it made no sense that I would even consider such a thing. But that is another reason in my previous job working for the federal government as a reasonable accommodations coordinator that people who did have mental health issues or learning disabilities or whatever didn't want to share it in order so they could get the help because one, they were afraid they'd lose their job, or two, people would minimize what they're dealing with. It was never a question whether I was accomplished or not. It was never a question whether I had everything going well for me. It was a battle of my mind, my brain. But I'm a Fed and I'm sent here to infiltrate.
You have ups, downs, whatever the case may be. And one thing you heard at this time show, we all got an enter date and an expiration date. And if you rush the expiration date, then them mental issues. That I hope and pray that you done got taken care of all that aside of whatever's going on because ain't nothing worth that. It got to be something.
Depression is a motherfucker now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Look at all
again,
them
that was
superstars. Look at
last
all them
year.
stars making all that money, and they still
That
can't
was
help
last
themselves.
year, and again to that point, I think I don't know if it was the lady on the bottom next to me or boss lady. Again, she talked about all the stars have that money and they still take their lives. Robin Williams, uh, um, Naomi Judd, okay, the young lady who was Miss USA. So again, it is a disease of the brain, and I'm sure each one of those individuals wish that they could have dealt with it more effectively. You know, and that's one of the reasons that I mean, I don't want to derail the conversation, but that's one of the
Nah, you're
reasons
not
that.
derailing it. You look.
You already have.
So, Paperwork Party Network said I wasn't derailing it, but Miss Erica said I was. Again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful on somebody else's platform, but it is clear that there is some unfounded disdain for me. So I probably should have just left then, but I still thought that I could make a point. Note to self, don't do that again.
You look. You were retired.
You ain't giving me no slack, Eric. You ain't giving me no slack.
Already have.
Somebody say,
I
wow,
mean to
so
derail
good.
the
She
you
said,
already
feds
know
on
that.
fire tonight. Shout out to Danae. Danae said the feds on fire, y'all. The feds is definitely hot. Shout out to the feds, man. Hit the like button. If you a fed and you're in the house, hit the like button, man. We welcome all feds. Y'all come
Yes.
see what we talking about.
So I just
Randolph,
want
the
to
red
know.
nose Randall. I'm gonna get you, Commander. She don't get no nickname right now. She's a good person.
She
What you doing,
she
man?
already got a nickname as
Shout out
TJ.
to Commander, man. I love my boy Commander in the house. Y'all, Commander, that's my boy, man. Shout out to my boy Commander.
I have no problem laughing at myself.
You done got
So
mad at
I just
freaking
want to
one. You
know.
TJ
So
Hooker.
what do you feel? Do you feel like he was murdered? What's your opinion on?
That's what I want to know too. What? How do you feel, Randolph? Was he murdered or did he just have a little heart attack?
I do feel there was foul play. I do.
Okay, okay.
And I do. Substantiated, but I
Did
do.
you tell your people that?
Shut up,
If you
Eric.
got food, you ain't tell your people that? If that was my class.
I never said I had pull. I mean, this was interesting. Again, this is a learning experience for me because people will put words in your mouth, and clearly, on more than one occasion, I didn't say certain things.
But
you don't work there no more. She got
but
her
she still got a plug though.
She got a plug phone
She
number.
can
She
tell
got
her
a
plug
plug. She know
whatever.
who to call.
She got her money. She gone. She don't fuck with the feds no more. How long was you in the feds, Miss Brown?
From 2008 to 2021.
Now, how did they recruit you? How did the feds recruit you? Because they tried to recruit me the other day. They told my balls was big. How did they recruit you?
What?
The feds tried to recruit me the other day. They said I got some big balls.
No, they said you had balls of steel paperwork. Get it correct.
Balls of steel. Oh my God, that's
Okay. I can't speak for the investigative agencies. I cannot because I don't know anything about that. But the agencies I work for, they did not recruit me. I applied for jobs like any other person. There's a federal job website. I applied for my jobs. That's it. Now, there's a vetting process, security clearance, and all that, but I was not recruited. I applied for the jobs, interviewed for the jobs, was hired for the jobs. Like I said, I can't speak for the law enforcement components of the federal agencies because I don't know anything about that.
That wasn't a good call. God damn. I'm gonna start wearing a cup everywhere I go now.
How do you feel about bully? Since you had to ask him to quit calling out the family name and interfering, how do you feel about bully?
Um, what I've seen of him, again, I question his authenticity. And that's why I said what I said. Because again, you can love someone, as he stated, but 20 video, at the time he had done 20 videos, and Kevin hadn't even been dead 20 days.
I got another quick question.
Yeah,
Damn,
you
that's
were
a
the
good
older.
question.
You went to
Go.
school with Kevin, right? Was he a ladies' man in school or no? I know you said he was two grades below or whatever. Was he a ladies' man or was he a lad?
Well, I can't really say for high school because in high school you don't really check for people that's 2 years younger than you. But in
Okay, so you
college,
really didn't know him. You
no,
just
no,
went
no,
to
no.
school
I'm
with
not.
him.
See, you see. Okay, look.
Okay, Tom.
You see how the question was asked, and I'm trying to answer it, but you really didn't know him, and I'm trying to qualify, but like I said, it was a learning experience. Okay, so how many of you checked for people that were 2 years younger than you in high school? Now, okay, let me take that back. Men may have checked for girls or young women that were 2 years younger, but not too many women checked for guys that were 2 years younger in high school. College was different. Okay, you may hang out with somebody that's 2 years younger than you in college, but you didn't really do that if you were in high school, particularly if you were a woman, you are a female. Is it just me?
Let me tell you this. I ain't no convict nor no inmate, but I know that little tone now, little fair tone.
But
Okay.
you
She
asked me a
just
question. No, no,
retired last year. She still got a little fair
She
tone
just
with
had
her.
to hold on her chest with that
She ain't
Fed
been
on.
gone that
Like she
long.
gonna break that badge out on me, but I tell you
but
what, I ain't a least.
She still got a little
Yeah,
fair in her,
well,
y'all. She ain't
okay.
been gone a whole year.
In college, not so much. In college,
She
not so
I'm
ain't
just
much.
stretched
No.
her whole little package.
So
I'm
I,
just
I did and paperwork. I did send you the her
she got a
the
little
video,
Fed tone.
that she had her when she was speaking. So my question to you is, you did speak to Kevin's cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you cannot relinquish whatever you guys spoke about, but I know there were some things that insinuated that Bully was not close to the family like he said he was. Am I correct?
I didn't say that. I said that I would not speak for the relationship because it was clear to me and evident, although I knew Kevin longer, him and others were more intimately connected to Kevin. That is what I said.
Can you add to that?
No, that's not what I said in my video. No. Again, what I said in my video is I could not speak to the relationship because I don't know anything about it. But what I would say is that it concerned me that he would do 20 videos, thousands of dollars, and at the time Kevin hadn't been dead 20 days.
Mm-hmm. True.
Were you not on Tanique reviews?
I don't know what that is.
No, they played her clip, Lady Love.
They played it. Okay, okay. That's what I understood that to be that you did tell him not to say it.
That what I just got through. I touched on her little avatar.
Hey,
You
Miss
can touch on the
Randolph, do you
avatar.
mind doing a 360 without showing your face? Somebody, this is Danielle Madison. She's waving Africa. Shout out to Danielle
Okay,
Madison.
give me a few seconds. Let me go do something with my hair. Just I'll be right back.
Okay, that's what's
So
up.
that's
Hey,
why you
hey,
run around here and showed your advertising. You supposed to be
Erica,
ain't got no
that's my
wig.
special guest. Go back on mute. That's my
Okay.
guest now. She's gonna do her hair now.
Go on mute, sis. Go
She's
on
doing
mute.
her hair. Let her do her hair.
I'm gonna
She
shut up.
goes down. That's the paperwork party, y'all. She gonna do her hair. That's my special guest. Shout out to Danielle Madison. She
And
said
my
she's gonna do a
wig,
360. Let her do
notwithstanding, okay, it's my wig should have been better.
Put your wig
But
together.
they go in on
Y'all
me.
remember
But
that
see,
one
I don't
with
have a
the
problem
frizz
laughing at
with the
myself.
wig on backwards?
Because
We
again,
love
I'm
y'all. We
good.
love her. We love her, y'all. She was in the house, man. It's going down, y'all.
And see, paperwork, we don't want to teach other people that's what they can do. You can come up here and just make your little excuse and you
Oh
gonna
no,
make it.
that's why.
And see, again, I didn't know enough about their process because any of y'all that know me, I don't go to people's house to disrespect them. I don't do that.
Miss Randolph going to go do that because she understand, it's rules on the paper quarter. So yeah, she, y'all leave my guest alone. Even though my guest tonight is a fed.
It's a
Somebody said the
fed.
feds hot tonight. Like literally, they look.
They put emphasis
I
on it.
love the paper quarter. Shout out to let me see, Cisco the basis, man.
That's
Salute to you,
called
man.
emphasis
Appreciate that.
added.
Appreciate Cisco the basis in the house supporting the paper quarter, aka receipts so real goes down on this channel. Feds know where the bodies are buried. Shout out to the great cosmic mother in the house. It goes down. Is she related to Thomas Jefferson Randolph, the slave owner? Oh, shout out to Commander Junior, man. Let's get some paperwork together, man. Let's do it. Let's do a genealogy search. Shout out to Commander Junior, who already put it together that she's related to Thomas Jefferson Randolph. It goes down, man. Kiss laugh. Paperwork. All your kids try to do you in. I know, man.
I
They
don't
gonna
even
get me
know.
one day.
You know, the conspiracy theories abound. This is crazy.
All right, it goes down to paper report to get the likes up. Look, why she getting her a wig? Oh, she got a wig on. All right, she got a wig on. It's going down. Shout out to Miss Randolph. Come off of mute, Miss Randolph. Come off of mute.
I don't think my wig looks that bad.
Miss Randolph, y'all. She got a wig. Now, anybody want to ask Miss Randolph a question in the crowd on the panel? She got a wig on. Can you do a 360 real quick, Miss
I
Randolph?
don't
Just
think
for
my
the
wig looks that
nobody
bad.
in the room with you. Just want to make sure you by yourself.
With my camera or something?
Yeah, just a 360. Sometimes fans be having people in the room with them.
Yeah, either that white van might be sitting outside your door.
Good
It's
Lord.
a little blurry. I don't know why it's blurred. Nice certificate. That's what's up. It's going down, man.
Oh, I didn't know it was
Nice
blurry.
certificates on the wall. She done
That was blurry.
360. Okay, it's going down. All right, that's what's up, y'all.
Hmm.
That's what's up.
That was
All right.
blurry.
So she in the room by herself. So
I thought I was really
this is
showing
Miss
something.
Randolph. She's ex-military, ex-fed. You know what I'm talking about? Modern day YouTuber, y'all. Modern day YouTuber. The Fed, they go straight from Fed to YouTube. Well, now let me ask me that question. What's so good about YouTube that all the feds want to leave Federy and go to YouTube? What's up with that?
I have no answer for that question.
You came straight to YouTube from being a Fed.
Well, not necessarily. I retired. I had nothing else to do.
That's what I'm saying. So the feds ain't got shit to do. All
Well,
these
here's the thing.
fucking
Okay, check this out. Listen, the fact that I'm even doing this is ridiculous. But again, I feel the need to do it. Y'all who've been with me, and I greatly appreciate your support. I shared with you all when I started my therapy last May that my therapist wanted me to journal. Well, my handwriting is not good. So I don't really like writing in journals. So I thought that I would just do a video journal. And as I was in the videos I did initially were private, just for me. But the more I did it, I thought it'd be something not only to help me as I went through my process, that can maybe help somebody else to identify, that may identify with me, but also, the things that I would leave behind when I'm long gone that my granddaughter, my daughter, and my family would be able to see the things that I had recorded. So, for feds going into the YouTube, I don't know nothing about that. This is wild to me. It is wild. Okay.
This dude right here did the same thing. He said, I left Homeland Security to be a YouTuber. Now you left.
Okay, yeah. I retired. Okay, it looks really bad. It does kind of look bad. I didn't think it looked bad at first, but that does kind of look bad. Okay, yeah. My wig is kind of tired. There's a difference.
Okay, but retirement. So you have no. You're not an alumni. You're not gonna go no more meetings, no more dinners.
Oh, of course I go to retirement parties and stuff. Of course.
I knew it. I knew it. You a fan. She's a fan, y'all. She goes to the dinners. She's still going to the dinners and
No.
What's the Lucifer, man? You say
So, so,
TJ.
what was your job as a Fed?
I was a human resources officer. Now they ask me my job, and then they go tell me. I tell them what my job is, and then they want to dismantle it. I said I wasn't an investigator. I was a human resources officer.
That don't a Fed is a Fed. Shit, human resource, shit, the cook, it's whatever. TJ, how old is your daughter and is she
Cafeteria,
married?
custodian, fed is
My
a
daughter
fed.
is married. Yes, she'll be 28 next week, and she's married with my granddaughter. I'm very proud of that.
All right, so if anybody got any questions for Miss Rhonda, let me know, y'all. I'm looking at the comments in the crowd.
Somebody asked something about Kevin. Okay, listen. I think the question was he a ladies' man? And like I said on my show, me and a couple of my sorority sisters talked about it. Yep. A few months ago. Um, no, we couldn't didn't see him as a ladies' man on campus. No, that's a true statement.
So he wasn't a
It sounded
ladies'
like he
man.
was a lame. That's why he bullying his way through YouTube.
Yeah, we knew that. We pretty much knew that. Like, look,
Now
in
check out.
Charlotte.
I don't got the yeah, we did uncover that he was that's why he changed his image in order to become
Yeah.
the person that he is. Let me see. Jules says she was not a field officer. Somebody they say you wasn't a field officer.
I wasn't. I never said I was a field officer. Exactly. About for the federal government or the military.
You gotta clean it up, Jules. Clean that up. Let me know what you're talking about, Jules. Let me know. Let me see. She was more administrative people.
Yes. I was. And guess
But a
what?
Fed is a Fed.
I got paid just as much as if not more.
Did you have a badge?
I did.
You still got a badge?
I do.
I know you do. And you be flashing it too.
I
Watch
do
this.
not.
You know, I don't even know how to tell you flash that motherfucker. Unless somebody discover you in traffic. You gonna flash. You know how many people done flash me with a badge in traffic? Like I was scared. I ain't scared of no badge. Nah. Okay, check this out. The difference between those people and me, I did my job and I knew to do such a thing, to flash a badge, would be tantamount to impersonating a law enforcement officer, a military officer. And although integrity is not big in these days and times, I still operate under that. You got a badge, huh? Now look, I would ask you. I don't know since you retired, do you? Because I've never seen a federal badge before. Do you have a federal badge close by you, or how do you do it? I do. I mean, can you cover up whatever? Because I think people on this panel would like to see a federal badge. No, I'm not going to do that. Because you still love the feds.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal to do?
It is. It can be considered as such. Yes. Oh, it's almost like impersonating a military officer when you're not one
Yeah,
anymore.
she'll be impersonating.
Oh, so you saying if you flash the badge now, then you would be impersonating a Fed?
Because I'm not a Fed
Yeah,
anymore.
she's not in. Yeah, she's not affiliated with the Fed.
But check this out. Let me go ahead and grow y'all to this. Even if I was still working for the federal government, it is against regulations to throw or show your badge in an effort to gain unauthorized access to something, to try to get out of a traffic ticket. That is not necessarily illegal, but it'll definitely get you in some trouble if you use your federal badge in ways that are other than official business. There may be some people that have done it. I ain't one. As you this, since you said that, I'm glad she said that. Do he still have a badge? He probably does. Uh-oh, did y'all hear that? Look, we talking to a fan right now. I know you said, hold on, I know you said, you like doing 50-50. It was probably this, probably that. You gave, I don't know him. I know me. Hold on. When you came on this panel, you gave him a 50-50 chance. You see what I'm saying? That he probably left on good terms and he really was leaving. Now, we know why he left because he got moved. He moved his operation to YouTube. Now I asked you, do you think he got a badge? You said probably. That's 50-50, Miss X-Fed. I'm going to call you X-Fed. You my guest tonight. X-Fed is my guest. Look, this dude still got a badge, y'all. How do y'all feel about him still having a badge? Because we know she still got a badge.
y'all feel about
see,
him still having a badge?
they ain't gonna shade each other now. They're fellow workers, you know what I mean? So
Hell
she
no,
ain't
she
gonna
ain't gonna
say
talk
bad.
bad about him. That's why she came and
Not
said
gonna
that
say bad.
he probably left on good terms. Shout out to
didn't even
FedEx.
say that. I put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I said he could have worked
FedEx.
this time.
Hey,
Now won't be a
Crown.
I put
good team
words in my
player.
mouth. See how people are putting words in my mouth now? This I'm laughing because it's funny to me, but this is bananas. Putting words in my mouth, because my agency allowed me to keep it as I guess, a souvenir, but it's not something that I could use. Good grief.
I
I
want
think
to
you
hear
stood
from
up
y'all.
good
Who
team
think
player.
that
She
he
did
still
that.
got a badge? Who think he still got a badge? Bro, they
I
didn't
do.
take that dude got a badge, y'all.
I do. He's still working paperwork.
Yeah, he working. Yeah, he
I think
working.
he got more than one badges.
He still got a badge, y'all. We talking to an ex-Fed right now. Let me see. FedEx. Okay, that's her nickname, FedEx. All right, that's she laughing, y'all. Your nickname FedEx. All right, y'all. Her nickname
Okay,
FedEx.
somebody
He
asked if I
said
still
that.
have a security clearance. Actually, I don't know. I probably do, because it expired. I don't know if they deactivated once I left or once I retired, but at the time that I retired, it was still good.
Nah, your shit still. You can still walk in the building. You still going to the dinners. Let me ask you this. We gonna call you FedEx. I'm gonna switch it up here in a minute because you know Fed. That's your name. Now watch this FedEx. Let me ask you this FedEx.
Y'all
Let me
can come
ask
up
you
with some
this
really
FedEx.
serious nicknames. It's funny
Let
to
me
me.
ask
Y'all
you
have
this
some serious
FedEx.
nicknames for real.
If you wanted to walk in your old building, tell the truth, because we know you're not gonna do it. I'm just asking you. Can, if you wanted to walk in your old building, could you walk in your old building if you wanted to?
No, not without an escort. No.
Okay, now what if you know the escort?
I wouldn't. No, because of this, they have security. If it's they have security, and you have to be escorted by someone that is wherever you're going. So no,
So it's no Fed buildings you can walk in.
no,
Now, what if you flash your badge to one of those escorts? Are they gonna verify your badge is active, or they gonna let you come in?
they would. They
Okay,
would.
all right, y'all. She say, everybody say he got a badge. Yeah, that nigga said FedEx is Sudafed.
That's
Yeah, oh boy,
funny.
it is Sudafed. His
That's
name is
funny.
Sudafed. That dude.
That's funny.
We ain't even get a name for him yet, but Sudafed a pretty good name for him. All right, so do y'all have any questions for Miss FedEx on the panel? And anybody can hit the comments too. Let me change that to FedEx. Cause her
Okay,
name definitely FedEx.
so since you've been into Kevin's death, have you learned anything about the manosphere and all of those guys?
Learned anything? Uh,
Say learn anything, not as far as have you come across any information about those types of groups along with him
see,
or his
okay, hold up, hold up. This guy, whoever Jude Chisley, he gets it. In order for me to walk through a building, particularly even if I work there, we're not even talking about federal courthouses and stuff, just because they have their own procedures. But even though I worked in a given building, depending on where it is, like the VA, anybody you can walk through there. But I'm talking about something like where I worked with the Department of Homeland Security or Department of Defense. You just can't be walking up in there. You can't. You have to have credentials, a badge, and or security clearance. One of those things, you can't just walk up in there. Good grief.
anything like that?
No, I mean, other than with the stuff I see, some people are excited about him being dead, and some people are, find it a tragedy. I just think the problem that I had, and I don't see it as much. I have a problem with those who profess to love him, like I talked about in the video, who who seem to try to capitalize on it, and that's the problem that I have. But I don't know anything anymore. I said, when Kevin was alive, um, I agreed with some of the things he said. I didn't agree with a lot, and I would have told him so. And I said, and I think he knew that. That's why he hesitantly would not bring me up. But no, I haven't. discovered anything different.
Wait a minute. So he wouldn't bring you up. Why he wouldn't bring you up?
Good question.
So you wanted to go up, and Kevin didn't bring you up. Tell us about that. When did you try to go up, and he didn't bring you up? Let me know.
Well, shoot, the first time that I
The
went, like I
first
said,
time. How many times did you try to go up, and he didn't bring you up?
well, about three actually.
Damn, they say your security clearance still active. Shout out to Hybrid, man. They say your security. Everybody say you some levels of security. They say you can still get in them damn buildings, so they ain't buying that shit. The crowd ain't buying. You can't get in the building. They not buying that shit.
Well,
King May
again,
say cap.
now I work for home. When I went to Homeland Security, I wouldn't be able to walk in there. I could walk into the VA. I used to work with the VA. I could walk into certain Department of Defense uh, places I work, but I could
Yeah,
not
you
walk
said it right.
into.
Department of Defense, DOD,
I could not walk
Department of Defense.
into
But look,
Homeland Security. No.
so okay, but so that's why we think that he's undercover. We think that Sudafed is undercover, and I just said the college name Suda. That's a pretty cool name. Look, we think that he's undercover because he said that he just walked away from YouTube a year and a half ago. You did the right thing and retired. You did your time. You let everybody know you were fed. But we think that you're lying about not being able to get in the building.
We think you're lying. That's
Yeah, you can get in that
okay.
building. And you got that nice, pretty
The
badge.
answer to your question, the first time I called into Kevin was November around 2020. That was when he did the average at best. And I called in and he had brought me up, but he didn't show my face because you can hear my voice, but you don't see my face, and I think it's because of our history. So I told
Oh,
them
hold on,
that,
hold on. I'm gonna let
huh?
you finish that. I'm gonna ask you to finish about your history with him. So
Hmm.
you got history with him?
What do you mean history?
You said because of our history.
You
Yeah,
mean
she
that we
went to
knew
school.
each other? We went to school and all that kind of stuff, fraternities
Okay,
and
keep going.
sororities.
I ain't gonna cut you off no more. Keep going. Go ahead. Tell us about when he wouldn't let you up 3 times.
So that time, I congratulated him on his efforts and told him I was proud of him and told him that, a lot of stuff that he was saying in this forum, he had been saying when we were like young adults in college and none of us was listening to him, myself included, and how I told him. Now, y'all have heard me tell this before. This is not a new revelation. Okay. Made some changes to my way of thinking and behavior and got married later. So that time he did allow me up. But a couple of times I called in because he was making some points that I agreed with. And I would be in the back and I could see that he could see me in the back, but would not bring me up. So and
And he did
I
that. He did that 3 different times.
yeah. Mhm.
So he was protecting you.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't think. I think he knew she was gonna disagree with him
Well, I mean, when I was
Oh
calling, I
shit!
was going to agree with him.
because he likes to protect people. That's why Boss Lady said that.
Yeah,
So
he
he was
protect them like that.
protecting you.
He's a protector. He protect people he know.
All right, y'all. So look, she do got on the black shirt, y'all. Right? That's the same black shirt that we seen in the video, his last video. Where
No,
was you
that's
at
what
on
she
his?
says. That
Hold
shirt
on,
said
hold
Joe
on,
Digger.
Hold
Where
your
was you at
hands
on
up,
his
Miss
last video?
FedEx. Hold them
Huh?
hands up, Miss FedEx. Hold your
Where was you
hands
at?
up.
Okay, I was completely clueless on this. I didn't know where they were going with that. I was slow.
Your
Up, Miss
hands, cause
FedEx.
the one.
Turn around.
Hold. Where your glass at?
Get a glass. Grab a glass. Let us see a glass, Miss FedEx.
Have you ever been to his apartment?
No,
No. Okay, cool, cool. We
They're
got.
messing
All
with
right.
you.
Homeland
no,
Security, FBI
I'm
have put him
slow.
We
in the
can mess
building.
with
That's
you,
what's
Miss
up.
FedEx.
I'm slow.
All right, they say that wasn't her, so it wasn't FedEx in the apartment, y'all. That wasn't FedEx. That wasn't her.
Now
No, it
make
ain't
it
her.
work. Her shirt says Gold Digger, not GOLD, but GOAL. I already picked that up.
Oh, okay,
All
that's what's
right
up.
now.
Already, shout out to my special guest, man. We got FedEx in the house. That's a special guest for the night. She is a Fed,
A fed.
ex-Fed. Let her tell it, but she's damn sure got her badge. And if you're in traffic with her and you cut her off, she's pulling the badge out. I've
She
had it
gonna
done on me
wipe it
plenty
out.
of times.
Look, she gonna forget she retired at that white
Thank
paper.
you. And so all you motherfuckers that pull y'all badge out on me in traffic, y'all can kiss my ass because I knew you niggas
it, but they did something to it that you can't use it. But I have it,
Oh, like when they cut the license in half,
something like that.
what they do, they cut it in half. Yeah, right. You peep
No,
that. What, man, I'm telling you, hey, she a fed job, but we like her though. You know, cause look,
no, they don't.
she's a good fed job. Shout out to Lucifer, man.
Like pat
It's
me on
just
the
a
head.
word for
She a good
motherfucker.
fan.
She a good fed
She
type
a
of
good fed. It's good and bad fed. You know how you go in that room, you got the good one and the bad one. She a good one.
She
You
good
think
now
she
because
didn't
she
really
retired, but
refuse?
she probably was hell when she had that badge activated.
Oh, for
I
real.
was. I
Ooh,
was.
she'll come pick your ass up.
I
Yeah,
was
But
not that kind of
the ones that be
fed.
nice and smiley, that's the ones you don't want to cross.
Yeah,
fed.
yeah, yeah. Kind of like what's the girl name? Piggy Smile. Y'all remember Piggy Smile? I'm telling you, Piggy
Yes,
Smile the
sir.
one helped set up Dog. Oh, you don't know that's the dog case. Piggy Smile helped set up Dog. She was the police on the scene that made sure that everything went left. So what did the TJ stand for, Miss Rhonda? If we wanted to do a check on you just to make sure everything is unfettery with you.
Terry Jones.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. Hey, Terry Jones in the house, y'all.
All right,
Terry
now.
Jones is going down. Terry Jones, aka FedEx, is going down. That's my special guest tonight. Now look, do y'all got any more questions for her? Because I'm about to get back on Mr. Fed real quick. Now you say you was with Homeland Security as well.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay, and now what part of Homeland Security did you work in?
Uh. Uh. You. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration.
Wow, told y'all. Look,
Damn,
look,
immigration.
look. Y'all better pat me on the back when you see me. I told y'all, them Homeland Security, they deal straight with the immigration. He's already thinking that that's why he has an immigration tie with the sex trafficking, y'all. Now
I
we
didn't
got a
know anything
female
about this
FED
and
on the
still
stage
don't.
that just happened to be in the same department he was in. Okay, so tell
No,
us about.
he was with something different. I mean, he's a different agency. I mean, ICE is different from USCIS. So even though it's all under the Department of Homeland Security, there are different agencies within Homeland Security because even um, what is it? Secret Service is under Homeland Security as well. So
So you don't. Let me ask you this: do you have any more obligations to the feds? Because when I left the military, they said that I had no more obligations to the military. They couldn't call me out of retirement, none of that. I was a veteran of the military, this and that. If a war broke out, they could never call me back again. Can they call you back again if they need you?
no,
And you got paperwork to prove that?
yes,
So if they said we need
they
you,
can
girl,
call me, but I don't have to respond. I mean, when you work for the government, you don't have a choice. You have to comply with whatever investigation is happening. But when you no longer, it's not like the military. When you are no longer a member of that organization, they can request, but you're not obligated to.
but you can't. Okay, so I'm glad you said that. They can request, but you're not obligated. That lets me know that you would do it, Miss FedEx, because you still
That's
going
not
to the
what I
dinner.
said.
Did you see what's going on here? I mean, straight put words up in my mouth. Good gosh. Jesus.
I know, but you still going to the dinners. You still going to the
Retirement
dinners.
dinner, you are funny.
You listen to me. What's the last Fed dinner you went to?
A retirement party?
Thank you.
Maybe.
That's a cute word for feds meeting up at a dinner. Look, okay, so you went to the dinner. You went to a Fed dinner.
A
You
fed
got
dinner.
alumni, because you're an alumni. You know that, right? You're
Yes,
an
I do.
alumni Fed. You graduated. So look, they gonna call you in for experience. All right. Now they gonna say, look, we got Special Agent Randolph who was in the
Okay,
field for a
listen.
long time. She did her thing.
I was never a special agent. I was a human resources officer, a human resources specialist. Good grief.
We want her to come in and let y'all know what she did. Would you go talk to other feds just to let them know your experience as a fed? Would you go do that out of retirement if they requested?
If it dealt with the work I did, yes, I would.
Okay, okay,
DOD regulation.
okay. So look, so you would go back and teach other feds how to be a fed if they
Yes,
asked
but
you.
like the old boy said, the other guy said I was administrative. But so yes.
You can look. You can
Yeah,
give
I
it
was
a cute
administrative.
word. You can give it a cute word. It's a lot of cute words for it.
Grief.
When I was in the military, some of the kids
Wow.
I was in the military had the same rank I had. They was around cooking my food, and then we switched around. We called it quaint.
Okay, listen. Yeah, you can switch it around, but I'm sorry. I even to use a military example, I was a human resources officer and get in the army, and still, yeah, we have to tote a gun. All of us have to tote guns. However, the intricacies of being a military police officer versus being a human resources officer were completely different. The intricacies of being a human resources officer and being an infantry officer very different, even if we're the same rank. And this is boggling my mind.
Franken. So you can give whatever cute word and administrator. Yeah, you knew all the secrets, all the paperwork came through you. You was the 007 of the feds. Come on now. What's up with the little man? I thought you was working at the ports, x-raying containers, snuff out other contraband trying to stop the cash flow.
No, none of that.
No, she was sitting at the desk. So called sit at, look, she wants us to believe that she sat at the desk, y'all, for 20 years doing applications.
I didn't say that. I said I was doing administrative work, primarily yes, desk work, but I'm not doing no investigative work like this dude. This is bananas. We have supply people, we have finance people, just like any organization, but the supply people are not conducting investigations. I mean, wow. I didn't
And they
say
gave
that.
her a badge.
I did not say
I'm the manager. That's what she wanted to believe. She wanted to believe that she sat at her desk for 20 years just flipping applications and going to go get coffee for everybody. No. You're a fed.
you're
You had a
fed.
title. You was doing your thing. We know that. Let me see.
Hey, Miss FedEx, do you support the Homeland Security smuggling children
Absolutely not.
through the
Absolutely not.
borders?
Absolutely not.
If
Well,
you knew about it, would you tell us?
the current administration, as they smuggling children and families through the border, a lot of them are going missing. Do you support that?
Of course not.
No, no, no. Hold on. Would you, if you knew that they was doing it, like if something came across your desk, would you tell us?
Would I tell this forum?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't. So guess what? If you know about smuggling, you wouldn't
She
tell
took the
us.
whole
So
paperwork.
spill
She
the
took the
beans,
whole.
FedEx.
She
Spill.
took
So
the
it's
whole
not.
Is
paperwork.
that proper
But we
chain of
love to.
command that you would tell? Is there someone else that you would tell? Who outside
Another
of that you
Fed.
would tell?
They're not gonna tell us. She gonna tell another Fed.
I'm going to do what's in accordance with the regulation.
You
But
wouldn't go whistleblow Homeland
if I'm
Security if you know
aware,
they
if
were
I've
smuggling
ever been
kids.
aware of some wrongdoing, I'm
Hold on.
always
Watch this. Let me
reporting
explain
it.
something to you. I
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact if you knew Homeland Security was smuggling kids, you wouldn't go whistleblow against them. You, cause guess what? You wouldn't even tell us. So how the hell you gonna whistleblow? You would keep it to
Okay,
yourself.
first of all, why would I tell? Why would I go on YouTube and tell anything like that? I would go to my superiors first. I would go to my superiors first and let them know of any wrongdoing that I suspected in any area, as I have done before. And people who know me know that.
Yourself, you would
That's
cover
not.
them up, and you would make sure those smuggled kids get to whatever country they smuggle them to, so you can pick up your severance package.
No.
Shout out to Black American Expo Radio, man. Appreciate the $20,000 more, man. See, look, that's 20 grand. I could retire just off of that one. Was she in the CID in the military? What was her MOS? All right, what was your MOS in the military?
When I was enlisted, it was 75 Charlie, which was personnel management specialist. And when I was commissioned officer, it was 42 Alpha, human resources officer. Like I said, I'm
Wait a minute, you
administrative.
always talking about. Why you trying to downplay human resources like they don't need? Every organization has
Mm-hmm.
different
But y'all
departments
got me like
inside
I'm
the
a field
organization.
agent. I'm not a field agent.
You
So, you know, I'm
Well,
not a,
Nah,
a
just because you was doing desk duty for a certain amount of time don't mean you was never in the field. Just because you probably got demoted to
Oh, never.
definitely.
Oh,
Oh,
no, no,
you.
no,
Oh,
no.
hold on,
Oh,
hold
no,
on.
no, no, no. No, 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 no. Never
Hold
that.
on. How you gonna say you never got demoted to desk
Oh,
duty,
no,
but you
no, no,
said you
no.
was never in the field? You
Oh, no,
can't
I
have
never
both
got
of them.
demoted. That's a no, 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 no,
Wait, so wait a minute. You never got demoted, but did you get promoted?
no. Oh, yes.
Okay, well, you couldn't be sitting at a desk for 20 years, ma'am. Now we're not dumb on this channel. We know you got promoted to whatever secret undercover YouTube agent they trying to make you out of. Y'all can roam around and say you go on YouTube. But you ain't retired. It's going down though. We love you though. It's going down. You came to the paperwork party, man. Came to the paperwork party, man. All the feds come to the paperwork party. Every fed
I will tell you,
online
the
end up
paperwork
over
party,
there.
I have been quite amused the past couple of weeks. It amused, entertained, and informed.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you so much. You know, I got 3 college degrees. I'm just trying to spread a little knowledge before the good Lord take me home.
Well, she's fast. She already know about you.
Oh my God, you so do. Man, God damn, TJ. I forgot. You already know who the fuck I am. Shout out to TJ, man. It's tons of whistleblowers that write books and fund documentary exposure to fail. She not finna expose the feds. She just says she won't even tell us what they doing. You see what I'm saying?
What
She
does
not
I
even
wouldn't
tell us
tell
nothing.
y'all? Don't mean I wouldn't tell somebody to make it to do it. Listen, in my career,
And when
I've
you do
done
Miss
many a
FedEx,
time.
you'll have
I've
to go into
whistleblowed
hide.
all the time. I
And when
have.
you tell you'll have to go into hide one of Miss FedEx. You know your government don't play.
Well, I will say it wasn't easy those times I did. I'll tell you that.
Have you ever
We
been a
know.
whistleblower?
Yes,
Who did you whistleblow against?
I'm not talking about that. Yes, I answered the question. Yes, I
You
have.
probably was a whistleblower in the military.
Yes.
Yeah, you look to the left. I knew you was. I'm just saying that because I know a lot of people was whistleblowing in the military. You see what I'm saying? So you whistleblow. So did you on your DD 214? Did you get an honorable?
Yes.
So you whistleblowed and snitched them out, and they gave you an honorable.
Yes.
Damn, that's how. Hey, that's how black women do it, y'all. That's how she. I got my honorable fighting in the military.
See, this is interesting. And I think it's unfortunate that I remember when that whistleblower came out during the last administration. I forget his name, but he was an army officer and had served, I think, as an overseas attaché or something like that, but had an exemplary record and tried to do the right thing by bringing forth information that he felt of wrongdoing, and they tried to crucify him. Now, he did receive an honorable discharge, but the fact that it is a question that if I got an honorable discharge for bringing some wrongdoing to light, that that there would be a question whether or not my discharge would be honorable. Again, as a military officer in 2 branches of the military, I was taught integrity, and I believed in that and did my job. And even after I left the military, believed in integrity and standing up for what is right, for and calling out wrongdoing, mismanagement, mistreatment of others. But the fact that that would be somehow uh, looked down upon is interesting to me.
Killing people, getting shot at, jumping off this, doing that. She got her honorable whistleblower. What you doing?
Yes,
I
because
do
again,
it.
if I saw wrong, I called it. I'm not playing. I never did.
Okay, so do the when they hired you for Homeland Security, did they know that you was a whistleblower in the military?
No, I'm sure they found out whatever,
Nah, they wouldn't have found out because
background.
you wouldn't have retired.
I don't. Again, what does one have to do with the other? What is?
You look at your leg, you wouldn't have retired. They would have fired your ass. Look,
Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up,
yeah,
hold up,
if
hold up, hold up,
Homeland
hold up.
Security would have known,
Whistleblowing is generally when someone is confiding for some wrongdoing.
just
So,
like human trafficking is wrongdoing.
what did that have to do with anything I said? Listen, y'all
I,
is
children across the border is wrongdoing.
How are the children
And
getting
if I
smart?
knew about it, I would have blew the whistle on that.
So it never came across your desk?
No, nothing.
You never heard anybody whispering talking about children being smuggled?
No. No.
Why you
I
looking
guess
for?
when you whistleblow, you have to have proof. You have to actually be a witness to it and all of that.
Yes.
She wouldn't tell us. She already said she
You
wouldn't
do
tell
have
us.
to be a witness to it. It
I
can't be
think you knew
hearsay. You have to have facts.
smuggling going on. I think you down with your boy. What's his name? I think you down with Sudafed. Cause you came into it. Why did you take us for Sudafed? You took us for Sudafed.
No, I didn't. I don't know him.
You took us.
I said it is possible that he could have resigned, and that is true because I
Okay.
processed many
Is it
resignations,
possible that he could be?
terminations.
Is it possible that he could be an undercover investigator?
I guess that's possible too.
Hold on, don't be guessing. Is it
I
possible?
don't
You
know.
for sure that
I
it's
don't
possible.
know. You heard me? I don't. Possible. I guess I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Is it possible that he could have moved his operation to YouTube?
I don't know what his operation is.
A Homeland Security investigator.
Do you? But do you know what they investigate though?
Yes, ma'am. But you tell me. What did they investigate? You tell me.
Immigration stuff.
That's what the fuck I said when I first started the show. I said that they
Yeah,
immigration and ISIS
YouTube.
and that's connected to what? Smuggling alcohol into the
What does that
country.
have to do with YouTube and his content?
Because y'all, not y'all, the manosphere is being accused of smuggling in and out of the country. We trying to find out how the fuck. And how would I know any of this? Like, this is, again, a valuable lesson learned. I thank them for allowing me on the platform. It was entertaining, amusing, enlightening, but a lesson learned. Fuck, they doing it, and now they are connected to an immigration fed.
Well, see, I didn't know nothing about that. I just came to YouTube a year ago, so I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, a year ago. After what? You retired. You are a Fed, FedEx. You still a Fed. You are. Look. Let me explain something to you.
I'm listening.
You a Fed. You a Fed. Tell me why you came to the platform as FedEx, because you are a fucking Fed. And you one of them good feds too. You the one that comes to the platform to try to act like, oh, everything cool, y'all retired, I ain't cool. Look, when you retire, you are the shit. You get to go back and talk to people, tell them how to do this, tell them how to do that. Why did you come to this platform, Ms. Randolph? And it ain't because you was fucking Kevin, because you say you didn't fuck Kevin, so.
What? Oh my
Yeah,
God, no.
Yeah, let's dispel that right now. And please do not put that out because that would be a gross lie. And that would definitely be dishonoring him and defaming me. We were friends. We were friends. College friends. We knew each other in high school, college friends. We were not that. And that's not right at all. But but you tried to get on his platform 3 times and he didn't let you. Why didn't he let you? Because you was a Fed when you was trying to get on his platform. Why didn't you get? Why didn't he let you on his platform 3 times? I don't know. Trying to get on his platform.
Well, the going joke was that the going joke amongst our friends that went to college with him was saying because I knew him and that they believed that, and he believed that I would call bullshit on certain things, and that's probably why he didn't.
Well, how you gonna call bullshit when you say you didn't even know him?
I did not. I didn't say I didn't know him. What the fuck is going on? Say that.
You said that y'all knew of each other. You didn't even know.
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, what did you say? Because you said he was 2 years younger.
I said I wasn't checking for him in high school. We knew each other in college. He pledged his fraternity the year before I pledged my sorority. We had parties together. We hung out together. All the Greeks hung out. That's what I said.
Okay, that's what you said. Don't shake too fast that wig gonna fall off. No,
hey,
make sure you balance it the right way. Balance it. No, it's gonna fall off if you shake it.
It's a cure. It's a cure.
It's a cure. Okay, cool. So look, this is what I think. I think you came to this platform to infiltrate the I think you a Fed. All right. I think you wanted us to know you was a retired Fed. You can go ahead and laugh it off. I think you want to know you're retired Fed. You know what? That's a cute wig you got on though. But you got to get the fuck off my platform with that bullshit. Get up out of here with that bullshit. Go on and get up out of here, y'all. She's gone. The Fed is.
And now they commence to roasting me. Okay, so my wig needing a retirement notwithstanding, me having my wig on notwithstanding, me having a Dollar Tree wig notwithstanding, uh, all that kind of stuff. But let's continue.
Is gone. FedEx is out of here, y'all. We gotta get FedEx the fuck up out of here, y'all. She came up here defending this motherfucker, and now she wants us to think that she's a retired Fed. We love you, T.
Okay, I wasn't defending him. I don't know him. And also, the things I do know of him, I don't like. So I was not defending him, but it's amazing. Not just in this particular instance, but it's amazing how in YouTube people twist stuff to fit whatever narrative they deem is appropriate at the time. I'm floored.
TJ Randall, get the fuck up out of here. Shout out to Lucifer, man. Yeah, she would have fucked Kevin, stop the bullshit. Kevin wouldn't even let you on. You tried to get
That's disgusting. I have a whole husband. That is disgusting.
on his platform 3 times and he wouldn't let you on because you are a Fed. Let's go, y'all. What do y'all think about the infiltration tonight? Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
There's a lot. It's a
Bye,
lot.
FedEx.
That's FedEx, man. She a Fed, y'all. She want to let us know she still got her badge and they told her. You know how they do the driver's license?
They asked me. They asked me. I did not offer. They asked me. That is crazy.
When they split it down the middle. Man, they ain't told you. Your shit's still intact. You flash your shit, you'll make a nigga piss on himself.
Yeah, I'm an old heifer.
Bye, Felicia. She be flashing that bitch in traffic. Shout out to everybody. TJ Randolph is a Fed, y'all. Her nickname is FedEx. She was my guest for tonight, but we just figured out she was a Fed. Fuck. Fuck.
I said I
Fuck.
was a.
That's
I
crazy.
I said in my super chat I was a retired federal employee, a vet, and prior. What else did I say? And what else did I say? But I put it all. I wouldn't hide nothing. This is bananas.
Shout out to the game, man. Hey, so what do you think? Because I didn't let y'all chew in. Y'all was trying to chew in on it. Lady Love, what do you think about the infiltration of the Fed tonight?
This shit here is crazy. I mean, did you just come up here just to tell us your life story?
Y'all asked me. Y'all asked me. Y'all asked me questions. I answered them. Y'all asked me questions. I answered them. And now you're going to say, did you just come up here to tell me your life? You asked me. Good gosh.
I mean, for a minute, I was trying to give her, I was trying to interview her. But
She said she had fun. Shout out to FedEx, man. FedEx said she had fun tonight. Appreciate that super chat. I think you gave me $10 last time. Now I only get $2.
Yep.
Damn, the Fed.
Because you found out how fake work.
Hey, I got demoted. I went from $10
Yeah, you
to
got
$2.
demoted. You found
I got
out.
demoted. The feds, man. I love it, man. Feds be on their shit. They be out on the paper.
Yeah, I could have sworn she was, she said she had actually talked. I'm gonna have to find that video. Because I could have sworn that she talked to the cousin, and that's what she said. You know, the cousin was the one that she got the information from and found out that he did not have permission to say all the things that he was saying and to please cut it out.
My video pretty much speaks for itself. Yeah. And I meant every word I said.
You know, Miss Lady Love, you can hit on her avatar and it'll go to her channel.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't see it on her channel. I saw it on Tanique Reviews.
Yeah, on Tanique Reviews.
Definitely gonna have to pull that up and find it.
correct y'all. So y'all look, y'all know FedEx just left the building, y'all. FedEx just left the building. She got to go deliver some more packages. All right, she's not through delivering her packages to
Tell them
Oklahoma.
wave bye bye to FedEx paperwork.
Shit, hey, yeah, everybody wave about the FedEx. Hybrid Hound say she got to deliver her packages to Oklahoma, so she not finished delivering
We
her
didn't call
packages to
another
Oklahoma.
fee.
All right, but
I
that's
just hope
FedEx,
and
y'all.
pray that the
Paperwork and
connections she
call
got,
another
that they
fee.
can dig up Kevin and find out who, get to the bottom of his murder. That's all I need her to do.
But the crazy part about it, y'all, when you talking about this Fed right here that infiltrated Kevin, she came up instead of taking up for Kevin, who was infiltrated and dead. She taking up for this nigga talking about, oh, he
No,
probably did leave on so and so.
I said it is possible. This is wild. Lesson learned.
Let me tell you something. You cannot take up for a Fed that killed Kevin or had something to do with it because his name show keep popping up. You see what I'm saying? So
And
what?
see, I didn't know his name be popping up. First of all, I don't even be on YouTube like that. This is crazy. This is okay. Listen, for y'all, my subscribers, help your auntie out. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. Y'all have come to know me. I don't get down like this. I'm actually embarrassed. Okay, so
Why would she come up here taking up for this nigga like she working human resources for 20 years and shit?
She ain't gonna go against the grain. That ain't gonna happen on her dying bed. She ain't gonna let that happen. You just don't go against the grain. That I believe. So
What's up with her with all this old home? Like she act like she was doing paperwork the whole fucking 20 years she was working there, and she was just working at.
so what else was I doing? What do human resources officers and human resources specialists do? Their stuff is generally paperwork, generally sedentary work, generally compute. So what exactly was I doing as a human resources specialist? Okay.
The desk and nothing came her way. She never heard nobody talk. She knew something.
Not about him.
that's what I was trying to get to the bottom of to find out what was her other job.
Yeah, she knew something, but guess what? She didn't get the topic out. We still talking about feds.
I
All
don't
right, y'all don't
care.
know it's going down. TJ Randall, the Fed, just came up. Let us know she's a Fed. And you know what another thing about her too? She said that she was whistleblowing in the military. But when she became a Fed, they didn't know that she was whistleblowing. If they would have known that she whistleblowed in the military, she would have never been a Fed. They is not.
I don't know if they knew or not, but I was. I did disclose um, wrongdoing, and because of that, investigations did commence. So, in those cases, I did the honorable thing. I did the honorable thing.
I'm finna let
I
you.
believe that. I
Yeah,
believe
because the
that.
military is big, yeah.
Yeah.
The majority of the whistleblowers in the military is women, and women are not even the majority in the military. Women carry the minority in the military, but women are the majority of whistleblowers in the military. You see what I'm saying?
And why is that? Why is that? Most whistleblowing, and that's not the case with what I was dealing with, but in many instances, more often than not, it has to do with sexual assault or sexual harassment. So yeah, that's probably true.
So you telling me that you whistleblowed in the military, but you're not gonna whistleblow on Homeland Security? Come on.
And that's not what I said. Again, that's not what I said. I said if any wrongdoing came across my desk, I would have taken the appropriate action, which I had done on several different occasions throughout the course of my career.
say she blowing. Definitely, she's definitely blowing. Hey, y'all, who thinks she look? I think for a fact that she would whistleblow on Homeland Security, but I also think that they gave her enough money for her not to say shit because she's so called retired. And what's up with her retiring in 2020? Same time that
2001.
this nigga retired or got away and came straight to YouTube. Bro, ain't it kind of coincidence that they both left YouTube at the same time and they both left the Fed at the same time and they both on YouTube? Ain't that a coincidence? Hmm. Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah, paperwork, but we don't believe in coincidence. It's not just coincidence.
Hey, Miss Rhonda, you got some explaining to do. You left the feds the same time
No, I
Obama left the
didn't.
feds. You came to YouTube and he came to YouTube. And you happen to come up on my channel the night I'm talking about him.
Good
Jeanette said your
gosh.
ass ain't retired. Shout out to Jeanette, man. She is not retired, y'all. She is not retired.
Wow.
Notice, y'all. Notice how she came up to the platform in order to so-called defend him.
I
Notice
didn't.
how she came to YouTube
Wow.
and left the feds the same time he did. He left because he was making money on YouTube. Yeah, right. She left because she retired. It's going down, y'all.
Yeah, see, because you was on the show before. You was on the show, like you said,
I had 22 years of credible service that enabled me to retire. Facts.
many nights before. You didn't come to the panel then, but you decided to come to the night that we're talking about this.
Because y'all were talking about human resources stuff, and that's my expertise. Good night. If y'all would have been talking about something that relates to reasonable accommodation for disability, I would have chimed in on that too. That's my expertise. Lord have mercy.
And she kind of took up for him too, talking about when he could have left on. Nah, that nigga 30 years old. You think he come on out the fed? They just now using you fresh. Fuck you mean 30? He left the feds for YouTube. Yeah, and
I'm
he was wait a
55,
minute.
by the
He's an
way.
investigator. You think they gonna close all those investigations he was working on just so he can go to YouTube?
Check this out. The federal government is not like the military. If he, and I don't know that to be true, but if he decided to resign, like I said earlier, whatever open cases he had would be reassigned to someone else. No different if you're working on cases and you got sick, you're working on cases and you passed away, because those things happen too throughout the course of my tenure in the federal government. People died, people got sick, people, it happened. They reassign your work to somebody else. That's what happens.
You think he gonna
Hell
brief
no.
he gonna brief everybody on all those investigations so that
He'd
bro,
have to.
that nigga still with the feds, y'all. He with the feds and she with the feds. Both of y'all with the feds. FedEx and to the feds.
I'm
And
FedEx.
then your pussy ass got up here and said, "May I speak?" Then you said you went to school with Kevin,
I did.
right? Strike number one. Then you said he pledged, you pledged. Okay,
I
with
did.
Governor, he a captain.
Yes.
Okay, follow me as I go.
Okay.
But you didn't fuck with him in high school, but you
Nope.
fucked with him in college and said, fuck. But
See,
you didn't
that's
go
what I
to
was
the
saying, Erica. Erica
you
caught it
keep
too.
going
Keep
back to the
going.
same shit. I just was listening. I'm like, this ain't.
Y'all, you know I got the yearbook. Okay, look, the yearbook is here. He's in the yearbook. I ain't sure we talked about it. Uh, he was in 10th grade. I was a senior. No, I knew who he was. For one, he was a drum major and an awful good one, by the way. One, I mean, cold blooded, and he was a good, nice dresser. But in a social circle, no. But on a campus of a predominantly white university, yeah, the Greeks, we all knew each other. Good God.
Looking right, I'm just fucking going
That's
with
why
you.
he didn't let her up 3 times when she was trying to get on his live. He didn't
Exactly.
fuck
If
with her.
y'all party together, you should have been the first motherfucker up there, not even for advice.
Thank
But
you.
You know what? And I agree with that. Because I had said before, if Kevin knew someone that could attest to the things that he had been talking about and how I had to change some behavior to enable me to recognize a good man and meet my husband, although late at life, why wouldn't he want somebody up there like that? I often ask that question. That question. So you're absolutely right. Because I've had several people that know me back in the day that come on to my platform. I invite them up there. So yeah, that's the same question I had.
What's up now, whoop de whoop or whatever. It just none of the shit she was saying was panning out. Nothing. I don't give a fuck.
Look,
He
Kevin
knew
did
she
not
was no
fuck with
good.
her.
That's why he let her up.
Because if y'all listen when we first started talking, she was trying to make it seem like she was older than him, like
I
he 2 years
am.
younger than me, like they didn't fuck with each other.
Exactly.
But then like Erica said, now they sorority and they going to party together, but y'all really didn't fuck with each other. He's 2 years behind you.
In
And now
high
you trying to get up on
school.
his live and
In high school. Good heavens. So how am I 55? About 10 years ago when I gave my 46th birthday party. Kevin was at my birthday party. This is crazy. But the stuff that people will say and conjure up, this is some bull. This is phenomenal.
he won't let you up, and you was a fed trying to get on his
My
live. Look
feet.
how many feds were trying to get on his live. I'm actually letting you motherfuckers come over here and talk.
See, but
Okay, look. I didn't even know, this is funny. And I say I, but we didn't even know that Kevin was blowing up like this because he had been struggle streaming for years. We saw him post his stuff on Facebook, and we would occasionally watch his stuff, on YouTube, but none of us really were on social media like that. So we would see it, but whatever. But this is crazy. This is crazy.
but at the same time, paperwork, Kevin didn't like anybody that disagreed with him on his panel. He would kick you the fuck off if even if he allowed you to.
But she didn't say Layla. She didn't say that she was disagreeing with him. Only thing she said she didn't like some things he said sometime. But however, she didn't say when he accepted her that first time she disagreed with him. No, no.
True, because you did ask her why. Why did he not allow you up? And she didn't know why.
I didn't.
It's because he knows that she is a Fed. He knew what the Feds was doing and pertaining to him.
Well, see, if he knew that, that's something I didn't know. Because again, I had not worked since May of last year. So whatever the feds were on him, uh, I just can't. No, I just can't get with that.
She's a Fed. He probably felt like they was using her to get to him. But you didn't know him, and he 2 years younger than you. Because
I didn't
y'all
say that.
did all this partying. So I'm thinking, if you knew Kevin like that and that type of personality, then it shouldn't have been no problem for you to get up.
I
If he didn't
agree.
let your ass on 3 times, then he knew more than what the fuck we know.
Maybe.
That part. True. True. That's common sense.
Yeah. She thought she was coming to to save Snitcheroo's ass, but we're back on this
I
again.
don't
Get
give
on
a
back
damn
here.
about that
Bring
boy,
that ass here,
that
boy.
man. Okay, so that's it. I think that's. So I mean, only thing now they're just about to start talking about my wig. Okay, my
Hey,
wig
y'all
is
keep it
bad.
going. I'm getting the club pass together. Y'all keep it going.
They talking about my wig. Okay, it's bad. Whatever. Yeah, and I laughed. It was funny. Shit, I don't care. I can laugh at myself. I don't care. I don't take myself that seriously, because at the end of the day, I'm loving my life. I've had a very good career in the military and the federal and the feds, even though I was not an investigative or a special agent. But again, I thank the paperwork party for allowing me up there. For the most part, they were very decent to me. Erica was, kind of on me, but now I understand why. But that's okay. Duly noted. Point taken. My wig. I'll get a better wig since I'm retired. I'll retire this wig. But actually, I kind of like it, so I probably won't. I'll just maybe style it next time. But so that's it. But I'm responding to it because I think he said that he was going to do a video about me, and I can only imagine what it's going to be. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my response on. I'm definitely gonna tag them because again, I appreciate them bringing me to the paperwork party and giving me an opportunity to speak. And I tried to dispel some things, but apparently I just dug the hole even deeper. Whatever. So thanks for stopping by, and until next time, ciao for now.